Mindfulness brings peace and inner knowledge. These Zen stories will open your mind. Richard Clarke helps you deepen your practice. Watch this video for more. Again, I'm going to today read from the 10 Bulls, and this is a very old Zen story on the search for and progress towards enlightenment. The search for the bull is a metaphor for the search for your own true nature. I think it turns out that the bull is the ego, which obscures your inner nature. I first encountered this when I was 22 in the book I've been reading from, Zen Flesh, Zen Bones by Paul Reps. I've used it ever since, periodically, to see where I am on the path. So here we go. This number one, the search for the bull. In the pastures of this world, I endlessly push aside the tall grasses in search of the bull, following unnamed rivers, lost upon the interpenetrating paths of distant mountains, my strength failing and my vitality exhausted. I cannot find the bull. I only hear the locust churring through the forest at night. And this is the comment from the author of these verses. The bull has never been lost. What need is there to search? Only because of the separation from my true nature, I fail to find him. In the confusion of the senses, I lose even his tracks. Far from home, I see many crossroads, but which way is the right one? I know not. Greed and fear, good and bad, entangle me. My comment: this is where we all start. But before you can start, you have to feel like that there is something more to life, some state of mind, some feeling, some understanding, something that is available to you that now you just don't have or experience. The bull represents our true nature. We start looking for it as something outside of ourselves, since when we are just starting this search, this is all we know. Next, discovering the footprints. Along the river bank under the trees, I discover footprints. Even under the fragrant grass, I see his prints. Deep in remote mountains they are found. These traces no more can be hidden than one's nose looking heavenward. Comment: understanding the teaching, I see the footprints of the bull. Then I learn that just as many utensils are made from one metal, so too are myriad entities made of the fabric of self. Unless I discriminate, how will I perceive the true from the untrue? Not yet having entered the gate, nevertheless I have discerned the path. My comments: once you start to notice the traces of the bull, your own inner nature, They seem to be everywhere. How could you have missed it before? It was there all along. You just didn't notice it. 3. Perceiving the bull. I hear the song of the nightingale. The sun is warm, the wind is mild, willows are green along the shore. Here no bull can hide. What artist can draw that massive head, those majestic horns? Comment. When one hears the voice, one can sense its source. As soon as the six senses merge, the gate is entered. Wherever one enters, one sees the head of the bull. The unity is like salt in water, like color and dye stuff. The slightest thing is not apart from self. My comment. Once you really look, you can see the bull everywhere. Everything shows your inner nature. In fact, your inner nature is the light by which everything is illuminated. Catching the bull, like the Cat Stevens album Catch Bull at 4. I seize him with a terrific struggle. His great will and power are inexhaustible. He charges to the high plateau, far above the cloud mists, or in an impenetrable ravine he stands. Comment. He dwelt in the forest a long time, but I caught him today. Infatuation for scenery interferes with his direction. Longing for sweeter grass, he wanders away. His mind is still stubborn and unbridled. If I wish him to submit, I must raise my whip. My comment. To get closer to your inner nature, you see that you somehow must gain control of your mind. It is the desires and aversions of the mind that obscure your inner nature. Covering it with these desires and aversions, you can gain control, but it's not easy. 5 is taming the bull. The whip and rope are necessary, else he might stray off down some dusty road. Being well trained, he becomes naturally gentle. Then, unfettered, he obeys his master. Comment. When one thought arises, another thought follows. When the first thought springs from enlightenment, all subsequent thoughts are true. Through delusion, one makes everything untrue. Delusion is not caused by objectivity, seeing things as they are. It is the result of subjectivity, seeing things as conditioned by your mind. Hold the nose ring tight and do not allow even a doubt. My comment. You learn as you practice that these desires are based on a misunderstanding of where happiness comes from. You first started by looking for it in objects of the world, and finally discover that the real source of happiness is from within yourself. When you discover this, the bull loses all its power. 6 is riding the bull home. Mounting the bull, slowly I return homeward. The voice of my flute intones through the evening. Measuring with hand beats the pulsating harmony, I direct the endless rhythm. Whoever hears this melody will join me. Comment: the struggle is over. Gain and loss are assimilated. I sing the song of the village woodman and play the tunes of the children. Astride the bull I observe the clouds above. Onward I go, no matter who may wish to call me back. My comment: there comes a time when practice becomes natural. It is not what you do sometimes, but rather is how you live in the world. When this happens, practice is no longer any effort, and practice is continuous. I think this is where I am now in my own search for the bull. 7. The bull transcended. Astride the bull I reach home. I am serene. The bull too can rest. The dawn has come. In blissful repose within my thatched dwelling, I have abandoned the whip and rope. Comment: all is one law, not two. We only make the bull a temporary subject. It is as the relationship of rabbit and trap or fish and net. It is as gold and dross or the moon emerging from the cloud. One path of clear light travels on throughout endless time. My comment: when you truly see that there is nothing you need to acquire, nothing to gain, nothing to do, then efforts cease and you can just be. This moment is enough. 8. Both bull and self transcended. Whip, rope, person and bull all merge in no thing. This heaven is so vast no message can stain it. How may a snowflake exist in a raging fire? Here are the footprints of the patriarchs. Comment: mediocrity is gone. Mind is clear of limitation. I seek no state of enlightenment, neither do I remain where no enlightenment exists. Since I linger in neither condition, eyes cannot see me. If hundreds of birds strew my path with flowers, such praise would be meaningless. My comment: this is when you know there is no separation. There was never a bull that is separate from yourself, that there is just one. 9. Reaching the source. Too many steps have been taken returning to the root and the source. Better to have been blind and deaf from the beginning. Dwelling in one's true abode, unconcerned with that without, the river flows tranquilly on, and the flowers are red. Comment: from the beginning truth is clear. Poised in silence, I observe the forms of integration and disintegration. One who is not attached to form, not need be reformed. The water is emerald, the mountain is indigo, and I see that which is creating and that which is destroying. My comment, at last you see not only is there just one, and you see that you are that one. You see this, you know this, and you are that one. You have always been this one. The search was all based on imagination of something you thought you needed from outside yourself. This is the day of laughter. And 10 is in the world. Barefooted and naked of breast, I mingle with the people of the world. My clothes are ragged and desolated, and I am ever blissful. I use no magic to extend my life. Now before me the dead trees become alive. Comments. Inside my gate 1,000 sages do not know me. The beauty of my garden is invisible. Why should one search for the footprints of the patriarchs? I go to the marketplace with my wine bottle and return home with my staff. I visit the wine shop and the market, and everyone I look upon becomes enlightened. My comment, what can you do now but be in the world and just show who you are? Naturally, you will teach anyone who asks. You give what you have naturally to everyone around you. What else can you do? You want deeper meditation, more peace, more happiness. Subscribe now to continue to find ways to get more from your meditation.